on a brave young Sarnia boy who's in need of a liver transplant. 13-year-old Kristopher Knowles is walking across Canada to raise awareness about organ donation, and today he is spreading his message at West End high schools.
He sends the message to all that our system of healthcare depends not only upon government but on the contribution of individuals. We all know that. This 13-year-old young man is a hero to me.
My best hope is for Kristopher to get his liver soon, and for the 4,000 men, women, and children on the list to also survive, and for Canada to become #1 on the organ transplant list.
Today marks the 30th day of Kristopher's trek. From Bloor Collegiate, he's walking to visit students at Bishop Morocco Catholic School. And he walked through the doors of the Chum City building to join us here on Cable Pulse 24. Kristopher, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to show one piece of equipment that you wear all the time that is extremely important to you. Tell us what this is, Kristopher.
This is the life pager that when it goes off, I have to rush to London Sick Kids Hospital to get my liver.
That's great. Now, you've ended up on the top of the list. You've waited all your life for a liver. What's the problem? What is it that has stopped you from getting a liver transplant?
Well, I get put on the list off and on because they, sick kids have to go on first and they have to get the transplants first because they're sicker than I am.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I'm getting taken off the list half the time is because they think I'm healthy, but I'm not.
Is another problem that people are kind of unaware of organ donation and they don't know that this is an important aspect of life-saving?
Yes, it is, because they just think that you sign a card and you give your organs away. But at the time when your parents are having the suggestion that you want to donate your organs, they'll get nervous and scared and they'll say no. And that's what we're trying to do right now. When you sign the card, you can't do nothing about it. They have to give their organs away.
So tell me what you would like all Canadians, but particularly young Canadians like you, to do when they get your message. What would you like them to do about this problem?
I'd like to tell their friends and family and everybody out there to sign their cards and sign their cards when they get their license, so instead of waiting.
What about somebody your age? You don't have a license. You're going to be getting that soon enough.
Yes.
How do young people let their caregivers, their parents, whomever, how do they let them know that this is something that they think is important if they were to pass away?
They tell them that their wish is to donate their organs and tell them to do it and don't be scared. Just do it because I want to be a hero, and that's the only way you can do it for little kids.
Whose idea was this to go across the country and meet the people that you're meeting and get the message out?
It was my idea at first, but when George walked through Sarnia, I met him and he told about organ donation and how it worked. And when he said that, I asked him if I could walk across Canada to do the brave thing that he did. And so that's why we're here today, and we're on day 30th, and we still have 321 days.
I'm so glad that you finished that because I'm terrible at math. Speaking of which, this is a good way to meet people, learn about the country, get your message across, but you're also missing school.
Oh, no, actually, I have correspondence, so I'm not really missing it.
Oh, well, that's all right.
I'm hoping I could, but no.
You're funny. All right, let's talk about the importance of what this will mean for you. You've had to live with if I may say, a liver that isn't working just right. What's that meant in terms of your life? What does it mean you can't do without a functioning liver?
Well, I'm not allowed playing sports. My favorite thing to do is hockey. Can't do that because if I ruptured my spine, I could die. So that's why they're taking me away from sports right now. And pretty much all I can do that's sort of rough is running, but it's not that rough.
So it's kind of a drag, isn't it? Yeah.
And they're gonna miss all my friends at home, at school, because I'm usually in the hospital 24/7. So,
can I ask you something that I don't know whether I should, but I'm going to try it anyway? What happens if you don't get a liver transplant?
That I think I'll die because I won't have one, because they'll probably throw the other one away.
So this is so important that people get out and do what they need to do, get information about organ donation, talk to each other about it. Lots of people kind of go, ooh, at the thought of organ donation.
Yeah.
How would you encourage people to start that conversation?
it's a great thing to do because don't be scared to do it because you're not going to be using your organs when you're buried. So might as well save other people's lives, and you'll be a hero as well if you do.
When this pager goes off, and I hope it goes off really soon, what are you going to do?
Well, first I'm going to scream my head off. Then I'm going to jump in the car if it's not that far away and go straight to London. I have to be in 6 hours away, but if not, I have to get an ambulance helicopter to fly me to London.
I must say, I noticed behind your torch that you've got the words Toronto Maple Leafs on your shirt. Are you a big fan?
Yeah.
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 Now, as you go to each city, will you become fans of that particular hockey club?
No, this is one of my
Diplomacy.
fans, but I'll get the chance to meet everybody, like all the teams.
Fantastic. How much research have you done about organ donation and organ transplant? Is this something that you've learned a lot about over the years?
Yes, I've learned a lot about it from George, from the internet, and from everybody.
Yeah. You have some scars, and I won't ask you to show them on television. Oh, okay, go ahead. You know what, our audience is always open to all kinds of things, and this is the kind of life that you've had to lead in your few years on Earth. If you want to show us, these are your battle scars. Tell me what we see here.
This one I had 2 years ago, and it was called the splanal shunt. It didn't work at first, but it worked after. This one, when I was born, that was my life-saving surgery. And this one was, I don't know, something. Kasai. It was the Kasai
Your
procedure.
dad's whispering off camera.
Yeah, it was the
Wow.
Kasai procedure.
Lots
And then
of
I've had other ones. This one right here, it was a little, they stuck a big knife, and they froze it first, and then they stuck a knife and took a piece of my liver out, and I was awake at the time.
Wow.
And they said that I was so brave. They went in again and took another piece because they needed to take some research on it. So
Amazing. Well, I really hope that people get your message, and I know I have heard it loud and clear. I hope this beeper goes off very soon. I hope that this operation is a success and that more people will think about organ donation. We've got a whole bunch of numbers up on the screen right now. And thank you, Kristopher. It's very cool to meet you.
thanks for having me.
All right, thank you.